So this is a very nice question. Some things happens in our life. Okay. Sometimes good things, sometimes bad things. Now we relive that experience if some similar situation comes, or remembering that situation, we'll relive that. If it's good, it's okay. If it's bad, then again I go through the suffering again and again. So how to overcome this? This is the question. Is that correct? Very simple answer. Either good and bad, both are same. Both we have to accept the equanimity. Okay? How to do it, I'll explain. Both good and bad things happening in life, we should accept with the equanimity. That's what is called enlightenment. I'll chant Bhagavad Gita sloka. You repeat with me. Dukeshu Anudigna Manaha Sukeshu Vigataspraha Vitaraga Bhayakrodha Stitadi Muniruchyate. A enlightened one is called Stita Prajna. Stitam Prajna Muni. Okay? Krishna explains the characteristic of an enlightened one to Arjuna. Dukkeshu Anudigna Manaha. When there is event, when there is something which happens, which can cause unhappiness, dukkha, suffering to anybody, sorrow, a situation which can cause sorrow, an enlightened one will be accepting it without getting agitated. When there are events which can cause happiness, joyful events, the enlightened one will not get elated and jump with joy. Vita raga, attraction and repulsion. These are characteristic of normal beings. I like this, I don't like this. I like this, I don't like this. We have the world, we have categorized into two categories, or three categories rather. Some things I like, some things I don't like, something which is neutral. The world only has three types of objects for us: like, dislike, and neutral. An enlightened one has neither attraction nor repulsion to the objects of the world or events in the world. Dukeshu Anudigna Manaha Sukeshu Vigataspraha Vitaraga Bhayakrodha. Bhaya means fear. If anything happens in life which can create fear in normal beings, the fear doesn't arise in an enlightened being. Events which are not according to your plan, events which you don't go as per your choice, should cause, or rather causes, anger in most of the people. For an enlightened one, this doesn't cause the anger also. This is the state of enlightenment or a liberated being. When it looks very strange, it looks like as if he is a stone. Whatever happens in life, nothing happens, nothing is not affected by anything. It's not a stone, it's a dynamic equilibrium. Very dynamically, he is in equilibrium condition. His equipoise is very dynamic, not static like a stone. He is full of life, but not affected by life. To be in the world, but not be of it, is the way of enlightenment. To be in the world, to live in the world, but not be of the world. So what happens is, we live in the world, okay, and a lot of things happen around us. What's happening around us starts getting into our mind and into the subconscious. It leaves an imprint in our consciousness, good or bad. This imprint causes disturbance in our consciousness even after that event moves, even if that event goes. So the events of the world has let an imprint on you, and that imprint will affect you. Okay? You should learn to live in the world full of life in such a way that the imprint of the world is not left in you. That is the path of enlightenment. That's the path of liberation. How is this so? To give an example, a doctor goes for a surgery. Doctor goes to surgery. When he goes to surgery, what does he do? He sanitizes his hand, puts on the gloves, puts on the mask, and then goes, performs the operation on the patient, then comes back. What has happened in this process? Doctor is not affected by the patient. Patient has some disease. It can be any serious disease. It can be contagious. It can be AIDS or any disease. Doctor is making sure that it doesn't get into him. At the same time, doctor is also ensuring that any germs in his mouth doesn't enter into patient and cause infection in the patient. He is taking adequate precaution. Right? The world is also like that. Either we can infect the world or world can infect us. Infection of the world, how people infect the world, they live out the ideas which will create some sort of turbulence in the minds of the people and cause disturbance. And the world itself can cause disturbance in you. So can we learn how to live in a way we sanitize ourselves before we work in the world, and also the world doesn't affect us. This is the way of life. This is the way of enlightened way of living. So before enlightenment there is a practice or sadhana. After enlightenment it is natural. Okay. Now let us take the good things. Why should I not have good things? I should be jumping with joy with good things. Right? Bad things I understand. What are good things? Dukkeshu anudikmanaha, sukeshu vigataspraha. Something which gives me comfort. Why should I not jump with joy? Why? Why you should be equanimous towards that? Look at your life. Always your suffering is a relative nature. You always compare a moment of happiness and current moment of uncomfort and say, oh, I was happy now, then I'm unhappy now. Your comparison with your happy moment gives you suffering. Life will not be same all the time. It will go through up and down. Actually, your unhappiness will increase when you compare with the happy moment. What to do, yaar? You know how happy I was before marriage? Suddenly before marriage happiness, now it causes suffering for you now. What to do, yeah? When I was school, going to college, that is a golden life. Now you see I'm struggling. So now what you are doing, you are comparing the happy moments with the current moment and causing suffering. Happy moment, accept as it is. Moments of suffering, accept it. Don't overreact, don't underreact, act. This is the way of living. There is an underreaction possible, there is an overreaction possible, there is an appropriate action possible. The moment you get depressed, then you will be underreacting, or rather overreacting. The moment you jump with joy, you may underreact. When you are able to equanimously accept, then you will be doing appropriate action with respect to the world. That is the way of enlightened living. That is the way the enlightened being lives, And that is the approach to the enlightened way of life. And this actually enlightened way of living, the sloka of Bhagavad Gita, Dukeshu Anudigmanaha, Sukeshu Vigataspraha, Vita Raga Bayakrodha Hastitadi Munurchate, this has been made into a festival in India. That festival is called Yugadi. So to remember the state of enlightened being and to accept it as our way of living, we have created a festival called Yugadi. In Yugadi day, you accept that jaggery and neem. Just to remind you that accept the sweetness of life and bitterness of life, okay, with equanimity. That is the festival of Yugadi. So, by jumping with joy, why not I jump with joy for any happy moment? First of all, nothing in the world is permanent. You cannot have a state of happiness forever. The happiness will last for shorter duration or some duration. Beyond that, it will slip away. Every time you look at your life, every time you felt happy, sooner it will give to another question mark in life. Where do I go next? You're struggling to study hard for your examination. The only thing objective is to get a good marks, and you got a good marks, and you are very happy. Before that happiness you enjoy fully, next mark question comes: do I get a good college or not? I want IIT. I want IIM. What if I don't get? That happiness is soon replaced by anxiety. So please understand that neither happy moments nor unhappy moments are permanent. They are temporary. Why cause a print in your mind for these temporary things? Anyway, things will come. Happiness will come, unhappiness will come. Accept it and go forward in life. If you are stuck with happiness, you are stuck. If you are stuck with unhappiness, you are stuck. If you are equanimous only, you can keep moving in life. Understand? Now, question is, how do I do this? Okay, so you had understood Dukeshwara Digmana Suketshu Vigataspraha, that state of enlightened being. Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. Vita Raga means attraction and repulsion. So something which causes happiness to us, we'll get attracted. And something which causes unhappiness to us, suffering to us, we get repulsed. Okay, so we label things. I like, I don't like, and neutral. Now, do you look at it closely? Actually, by your process of labeling is causing you suffering, not that event. I don't like this person. I don't like this person. Okay. So now, the moment that person comes into your mind, it causes turmoil in your mind. You are labeling all that person has not done anything. Yes, he has harmed you or he has created problem for you once in a while, some time back. But by labeling that person and keeping a record in your mind, what you have done, that person can cause trouble anytime you remember him. Likes and dislikes with a raga. No, I like that person so much. And please understand, whomever you like so much, whomever you attach so much, only causes you so much of turmoil in your life. Okay? Your suffering is not caused by your enemies. Suffering is caused by people whom you love and get attached. I'm saying not love, get attached. Love is different from attachment. Okay? Bhaya Krodha. Bhaya means fearful. There are some things in life which is fearful. Something which causes fear in us. The enlightened one is not caused by, fear doesn't rise in enlightened one because he understands that he is not the body, mind or intellect. He is free from the concept of identity which is coming from body, mind and intellect. His understanding is Nanu. ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ ಈ ದೇಹ Manabuddhi, Nanalla, Sachidanandatma, Shivananu Nani, Shivoham, Shivoham. One who has realized that he is a pure self. The self has no birth, self has no death, self has no old age, self has no disease. The old age and disease are caused to the body, not to the self. Will not be afraid of any situation in life which is threatening. So that's the enlightened being. What about unenlightened being? The fear will rise. The fear will rise. Okay? So that fear, but enlightened way of living is, you have to remember the enlightened way of living, and try to not to get over anxious over the situation, and try to work on your sadhana. Krodha means anger. Why the anger arises? Something didn't go the way I wanted. Something I wanted to get, I didn't get. Okay. So now, what is the cause of anger? Kama sanjayate krodha. The desire causes the anger in you. So now the desire causes an anger. The desire is the desire something which is not to be there. People should not have desire. Krishna says, Bhagavad Gita, Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bhartarshava. What is in tune with your nature? That kama, the desire is me, the Bhagavan himself. So you can have desire. Okay? But then, if the desire is not fulfilled, nothing is lost in life. You have to move ahead in life. Because you got stuck with them, something not meeting your, not something you didn't get, what you desired. Don't get into a stage of either anger or a stage of depression. People do get into that. Whereas the enlightened one has become free from all the desires which are not in dharmic in nature, because he has attained the highest. So that has become a natural state. For the sadhakas, it has to be a way of practice. Now, what is the practice we can bring? What is the practice we can do for attaining the state of equanimity? One of the best practices which is available today was taught by Buddha. It's called Vipassana meditation. What is done in Vipassana meditation is typically it is done as a 10-day course. In Vipassana meditation, you sit and observe the sensations of the body. Body sensations are observed continuously. Any event in the outer world causes one sensation or other sensation to trigger in the body. How many sensations are there? The skin, the sight, the hearing, the taste. Right? Any external event has to come into us through these sensations. 5 sensations. Okay. So now these sensations, when you're in a state of unconscious, we label the sensations. I like this, I don't like this, this neutral, and record in our memory. So what happens when next time that sensation comes, you recollect from the memory, the sensation may not be relevant to you, but you recollect from memory and start living that experience. How many of you have a good sense of smell? Now this sense of smell, okay, when you go somewhere, that good coffee sensation smell, suddenly the mind jumps. You sitting at home with the mother preparing the coffee, or sitting in that restaurant, the mind is already pulled there because the sensation has triggered the memory. Okay, right? It's uncontrolled way you have gone into a memory lane. Some pleasant sensations, some unpleasant sensations, we keep on drifting. Vipassana teaches you, observe the sensation with equanimity. Keep on observing. Don't get involved, don't create a thought chain with that. Keep on observing sensation. By that practice, you develop that how sensations unconsciously don't get recorded in you, neither a sensation which is there, which comes in you, unconsciously you don't react. That practice is called vipassana. And Buddha attained enlightenment through this vipassana practice. Okay. Any questions? So you have to do vipassana. Yes, you have to find 10 days full day. It's a residential course.
Where it is?
It is there in this area. No, it is Tumkur Road. There's a Himalayan drug company is there. In front of that, there's near that village is there. You need to book through internet. Wait, you can stop.